Sam, what are you doing?
Cutting on paint today.
Why?
We'll show you. Let's get this prepped up. We're using Steck gel for this hood. You'll notice we got a graphic right here. It's matte finish, and we're putting gloss on it. So I have to cut all along the edge. Huh?
What's the break?
Oh, right here. Hi. Ooh. Oh. Beautiful. Make it slickery. Just gonna trim out carefully, get rid of some of this right here. This is just gonna be the excess. And this will allow me to pull a little bit. So we can take this piece, maneuver it. We're turning it into like a horseshoe more or less. And it'll allow us to, we want a good pull on the front and then out this way. So we're gonna go whoop. We are using gel today. From Steck, we ordered some gel in, some good slide. And then when you clean it out, it just cleans really well. And so when I do hoods, I do like using the gel, especially when I have to spend a little time getting everything ready so it doesn't tack up. Gives us that little bit of time and then we just finish it out. So it tacks up really fast so that we're able to just continue straight through finishing the job instead of having to wait for things to tack up and whatnot. We're gonna come around nice and tight. Okay, tack that. And we're gonna go through the center here. This is gonna give me relief. So that tight pull we have, this being loose here will give me the relief to be able to run this right up in this channel right here and have it sit real nice without a bunch of pull. Just like that. Feed it in there just a little bit, then come back through and work it all out. Just a nice, good pull straight up here. Couple of things when we're cutting PPF on a vehicle. Number one, I always tell people, don't hold your blade at an angle. The flatter you can have it, the more balance you can do keeping it nice and straight. Two, you can apply your pressure more evenly this way than you do this way. So you're gonna cut straighter and you're not gonna have so much pressure. The goal being when we're doing PPF is to score the film, not cut through the film. That's why we can do it and we don't screw up the cars. Doesn't mean that every once in a while you'll nick clear. We just don't wanna cut through paint. Clear can be fixed, paint, not so much. So we wanna make sure that we cut clean, have a brand new fresh blade. As I drag along, we should be able to hear the knife. It's gonna make like a squeaking sound. That tells me I'm scoring and not cutting through it, and it should peel back pretty nicely. So let's give it a shot. So I like to put I'm gonna start right here, a little nip there, gives me a good start point. Now we're gonna trim just back from the edge. Now, I went from there to there. From here, I would be pushing my arm out farther, and it puts me in a position that I can't hold the knife properly. I want to keep good, consistent, clean cuts. So cut where you can have your hand in a good position. Once you get to where you can't cut and you have to adjust or tweak, stop. Start again where you were at and continue on. That way you have good clean cuts. And now, I should be able to pull this back. And we're gonna just come down and then right it down in here. I'm gonna be real careful because I stopped somewhere close to here. Right there. So that's where I stopped. I come back to that point so that I can find out where I stopped. And then I'm going to start right at that point again. Blades flat. And I'm running just inside of the existing graphic, about a blade's width. All right. And you'll see just that little bit of pull that it's getting on that edge. That's because it scored that little bit. So it just slightly pulling on the vinyl, but then it cleanly cuts. And with that blade flat and not a lot of pressure and being brand new, we know that we're not going through and hurting the paint underneath. And I can actually see, if I get in the light the correct way, where I stopped, I believe, which is just right close here. Right there. Now we'll set up, get in position to properly cut again all the way around. Does make a difference too. If you're left-handed or right-handed, setting yourself up. I'm going to be good to go through here, reset, come along there. I like to have that blade flat and drag it so the whole time I'm keeping it pretty much right in front of me to about here. If I go too much past, it's going to want to start to ride up. Then you start putting that point. That's the other thing. This is a 30-degree blade. A little bit better of a point. Makes it easier when you're doing quick nips to get cuts. The 45, which is a little bit shallower on the angle, this gives you a little more wiggle side to side and things when we're doing our cutting, but it also, if it's on a point, makes it really difficult to keep it straight. And you definitely don't want to be in a hurry when cutting. Laying is one thing, but when it comes to the actual cutting part, it's probably one of the most important parts when it comes to either wrap or PPF. Right there, I'm going to stop. There we go. We'll come around that corner. And I know I didn't get very far. You can see it just pulling on the edge there. All right. Always super important to make sure that you're snapping your blades. So we just cut, a decent amount there. I don't know, about 6-7 feet of PPF, and we want this to be super precise. We just want to score. Snap your blade. When I'm doing PPFs, I'll go through 3 or 4 blades when doing PPF. Some people use flat razors. I was never masterful at those. I like these. I like the way that I can balance my cuts better. But always fresh blades so that you can just score and move forward. When you do PPF, if you end up lifting and pulling the area along the edge, it can tear really easily. So as strong as it is when it's on the vehicle, separate off the vehicle, it could tear pretty easily if you have a little bit of a cut and didn't get all the way through. So making that cut that scores it well, don't go through the paint so that you can cleanly remove it is vital to making sure, one, it looks good, two, you don't tear it when you go to pull it up, because it was starting to tack right here. If it didn't cut all the way through, I'm pulling and all of a sudden it rips right there, we're starting all over. There's no fixing it. For those that are new to PPF, just a couple of little quick tidbits to make it easier. I had somebody saying, hey, I want to do a kit myself. I will say that doing PPF is probably harder in the beginning than wrapping. Wrapping, there's certain things you can do. PPF, it's definitely another level. You want to give it a shot, go for it. Just expect to have some mistakes and some errors, but hopefully this little bit of knowledge helps you. And appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and follow for more DIYs. We'll share some knowledge, little tidbits, and wish you the best on your PPF journey. Good luck.